Hello my friends, welcome or welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a fall inspired makeup look. I thought this would be fun, something different. I haven't done a get ready with me in, well, since like July. So I thought it would be fun to mix it up from the regular content of the project panning, the shop my stash, declutter, that kind of stuff, and just sit down and do some makeup with you guys. So yeah. Whatever you guys are doing, get comfortable. Let's do some makeup together. Do a little chit chat about, what's going on in makeup. I have some new products today. I have some old products today. So it's a little bit of a mixed bundle, but all in all, I think we're gonna have a pretty good time. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump on into the video. Okay, so I'm just gonna prime my eyes real quick with the Ulta Beauty Matte Veil Primer. Love this one. I feel like I have like a fuzz somewhere in my eye, but I can't quite see it. Also, I'm filming this at like, well, it was supposed to be 6 a.m., but then I didn't get up. I got up on normal time, which is around 6 a.m. But I needed to really get up earlier if I was gonna do this. Alas, here we are. My coffee just finished brewing, so getting ready to start working on that. So bear with me until my caffeine kicks in, I guess. Yeah, so whenever you're watching this, cheers to coffee and caffeine. Okay, now when I think fall, I think warm, cozy, snuggling, hot drinks. Like, I'll put like kind of a picture of like what I think. But that's kind of what I think. So the palette that I want to use is the Natasha Denona Bronze Palette. I think this kind of encapsulates fall really well for me, and I'm just gonna start with this shade here to kind of set down, literally, to set down my base so we can start building up some of those other colors, which this is how I usually always used to do my makeup, but I have not done my makeup like this in a minute. What I've been doing usually is going in with the shimmer first. So I don't know, I guess the filming just has me back in old ways. Oh, I'm also using the Details by Tati brush, the ES04. This is what it looks like. I got the Essentials set when she did her like when she announced that like she had Shop Bay or whatever, and because I was really interested, I wanted to try them, but I was like 100 and it ended up being like 140 something with tax. It's kind of a lot up front, plus I hadn't really seen any reviews on them. Now I'm gonna just go in with the shade Alloy with my finger. Actually, I'm gonna put down some glitter glue since I went over it with that matte, and then we'll go into Ally. I'm just using the NYX glitter primer, but and I also hadn't really seen any reviews. But then Jen Loves did a review, bless her soul, and it was very thorough, like you'd expect from Jen. She did lots of comparisons, price breakdowns, a demo. It was great. And watching her, who like, Jen's makeup always looks good, but like, Jen is not in MUA. Like when it comes to like makeup application, I would say she's more like, you and me. So I was like, okay, if it can look that good when she applies it, it can look that good when I apply it. So she's the one that really sold me, and I picked them up. But I'm excited to try them because definitely she said she's going to release singles and that is what I would be more interested in. But I kind of just wanted to see if they were even good or I liked them. And so far, all the ones I've tried have been really nice. We're gonna use a couple of them today. There we go. Yeah, that is a bronze. I think I'm gonna use like a little bit of silk. Just top that over the center. Silk's like a little bit lighter and sparklier. Not that this one isn't sparkly because they're both sparkly. Then I think I just need to blend out this a little more. But yeah. So really excited. Like I said, so far all the brushes have been great. There's only 2 I haven't tried yet. But anyways, how are you guys? I mean, I feel like we're not gonna talk about the obvious that everything is super scary and yeah, because I know probably like many of you, I get on here to just dissociate for a while. So other than the obvious, how are things? Very curious to know. I'm gonna go in with the shade yeah, I think I'm gonna go in the shade Suntan right here and pop that in the outer corner and up into the crease. I hope you guys are doing well, considering I'm doing pretty well. My dog Tate had surgery because we thought he might have had some cancer. Thankfully, he does not have cancer. Unfortunately, though, his wound was not healing correctly, so he did have to go to the ER. That was not only a pretty penny, but that was just like emotionally tough. Like, I knew my dog was gonna be okay, but I literally just sat in that lobby and cried for all the other dogs that like were in dire condition. It was, I don't know how those people do their job. I quite literally could never. I couldn't even do it for 30 minutes, and I was like, oh my god, I'm unwell. But so yeah, and he went last week and got his stitches out. There was still a little bit that wasn't healed yet. And this is a What's Up Beauty R102 brush. They have one brush set, eye brush set, and I highly recommend it. I have 3 of them. They are incredible eye brushes. I love them. But yeah, last Wednesday he went and he got his stitches out. Yay! But he still has to wear his cone for a week, so that'll be like this Wednesday, because there was a little part that wasn't quite healed and they wanted some stuff to kind of scab over, and he probably would have licked it off. So that's kind of where we're at with that. But you know, at least we're on the home stretch. That's what I'm grateful for. Gonna just go on a deep dive here for a liner, because that cone, oh my god, well, one, it's just super overstimulating and driving me insane, because of course he runs it into everything. But 2, he like can't self-clean, and we're not allowed to give him a bath yet. And oh my god, he is just such a stinky boy. And inside that cone is just tough. It smells. So I can't wait personally for Wednesday so that I can give him a bath, because good lord. And take him on a walk, because he's really been missing walks. His brother's been missing walks. I've been missing walks. We're ready. Oh, this is also the Tati ES7. I used this for some graphic liner the other day, and it did a fabulous job. It's much more stiff and built for detail than I feel like these brushes typically are. It wasn't one that I expected to be like impressed by, but I have been impressed by, so that was a lovely surprise. All right, next for primer, I'm gonna use the Vitamin Enriched from Bobbi Brown. Don't love this. I'm panning it. I can't wait for it to be gone. I thought it'd be something that would be gone pretty quickly, but it has not been. Of course, that's how it always goes, you know. But yeah, doing this fall get ready with me right now, and it's like 85 degrees and sunny is the temperature for today. We had like 2 glorious weeks of like 65 to low 70s weather. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And then last week we were in the 80s. It was hot. This week, that is the forecast as well. 80s and hot. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. I am over it. We had such a hot, like muggy, nasty summer that I'm just ready for it to cool off. Like those 2 weeks were truly so refreshing. I was like, I feel like we can finally breathe. At least this time around when it's been hot though, I guess. It hasn't been muggy. Thank goodness. And I'm just using the Huda Beauty Faux Filler Corrector in the shade Peach, which actually, I kind of think we're on the home stretch, you guys. It's been like we've been like down in this part for like a bit. But now it's to the point where when I pull it out, it's not like dripping with product. It's like there's just enough product. So I do think that we might be getting there. Very exciting stuff. Okay, so for foundation, I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Easy Blur in the shade 210B. This is a great shade for me right now. So yeah, I just want to mix it up and use it. I've been really focused on my Clinique one, so I just want to mix it up a little bit. And I'm gonna try using the Details by Tati brush, the ES02, the one that looks like this. I have not used this one at all yet, and I usually use a sponge to apply a little bit of eyeshadow probably. I usually use a sponge to apply my foundation, but since I have this, I want to use it. I want to test it out, and wow, look at that finish. My foundation doesn't usually ever look that good with a brush. That's why I don't really use a brush, because as I'm getting older, I have more texture and dryness, it would seem. But wow, that is looking very nice. I don't have any streak lines. Even on the nose, that's like the hard spot. Huh. Okay, Tati. I see you. I see you, girl. Oh my goodness. Wow. Very impressed with that application. Like, I almost don't even believe it. Wow, that looks very, very nice. Also, my face matches my chest. I just never tan right here, so it looks so white. So white. Then I'm gonna use, actually I don't use that. I was gonna say my Armani concealer, but I don't use it. I'm gonna use my Kulfi one in the shade Misty Maple. And I do have, I don't really feel like I could talk about this, but I do have a code with Kulfi. It's for 10% off. You don't have to use it, obviously. I think you also can get a 10% discount if you like sign up for their emails or something. Like one of those offers that a lot of brands have, like, or the first time you're there or whatever. So you can always do something like that, but if you wanted to use my code, I do have one. I think if you have dry under eyes, you won't like this though. So that's just FYI. Because on mine were drier last year. I did not get along with this concealer. But now, like, I haven't had any issues. So just FYI. Alright, for bronzer, I'm going to use this one from Milani. It's their Cheek Kiss. And I have the shade Spilling Tea. I think that this bronzer is nice. It's a cream, especially for the price tag. I think it does a really nice job. It can definitely compete with some high-end products for sure. So I've really been enjoying it, having it in my rotation. This was in my last Shop My Stash. If you missed that video, I'll link it. If you like Shop Mustaches, if you're new here, I do those. Man, what is this like? I'm thinking this like black that keeps getting all over was from that shade in the bronze palette, because I like randomly have it all over my hand too. I'm just like, what the flip? Might be getting kind of crumbly. That palette is a little bit older, and Natasha Denona's cream to powder shades, in my experience anyways, tend to get a little bit crumbly as they age. So I'm thinking that maybe that's what it is. Okay, and then for blush, I'm gonna reach into this Ace Beauté quad and use my Niacinamide mixture. This is from her lip and cheek like dewy set. It's like the 4-pan one, the quad. And I just pre-mixed it and popped it in here, and I've loved that. It's so much easier to have it ready to go and not have to mix it in the morning. And I love this formula. It is like dewy, blendable, easy to work with, super long lasting. Like it almost has, in my opinion, it almost has like a grip to it. And I just love the undertone of the shades. I think it is seriously so pretty. And it's that very like warm color I've been saying that I really like. Also, this is the Sephora Pro Blush 96 brush. I think this is actually for like powder, but like I adore it for creams. Like, I don't know, there's something about the way that the bristles are that like it works so beautifully for cream. Okay, next up we're gonna set the under eyes, and I have the new Huda Beauty Easy Bake Duo. The one I have is Cherry Peach, so it's the lighter of the two. And I already have mine like shaken up so that the shades are mixed. I did post a short of me like shaking it up and applying it and whatnot. So if you want to check that out, but pretty much what we're doing right here right now, minus the shaking, because it's already been pre-shooketh, if you will, which it seems like it's about time for me to re-shake it. But I've really been enjoying this. I could still definitely see if you're really fair and you get too much of the peach, this could still not work for you, because I know that I personally couldn't use the peach one because it was too deep for me. But this has worked really well being like pre-mixed. However, like I said, I could see if you had like really fair skin, how you would still have to be like really careful of your ratio, which makes, you know, sense. Then I'm gonna go into my Huda powder in the shade Pound Cake. This is what I'm gonna use all over. And I'm gonna use the Details by Tati ES01. This is the powder brush. And this, I know it might seem like, who cares about a powder brush? But if you use loose powder, I think you're gonna fucking love this. It like the first time I use it, I was literally like, because it just like, it grips the powder, the brush does. It grips the powder really well. So I make way less of a mess, which is amazing. But also the way it spreads it, it's very blurring. Like the Huda powder is super blurring, and I'm gonna attribute it, a lot of it, to that. But I think that the brush adds to that blur, which I don't, and the only reason I'm noticing is because I feel like I don't really get that from my other powder brushes. And it's not really something that I was like expecting, but when I noticed it, I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, now for highlighter, I'm gonna go into, I actually want a different one. Okay, I'm gonna use my Dior Glitz Quad. This one has like the peachier shades available in it that I really like. So I actually think I'm gonna go in and just dip between this one and this one so we can get that really peachy, sparkly glow that kind of like ties in with the color palette and warmth that we have going on here. I love these quads. I need to start, like, every time I feel like buying a new highlighter, I need to just pull one of these out and use it, because every time I use them, I'm like, I don't want to use anything else. So maybe that would help me not buy a new one. Who knows, actually. But now I'm gonna just use the e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift Pencil in the shade Deep Brown. If you follow my Project Pan series, it's still going strong. I always feel like, well, there are some products, I guess, that I just feel like when you're toward the end is when they last the absolute longest. And this is one of those. That's what they look like. Like I always say, nobody take brow tips from me too seriously. I do want to run a little bit of color on my lower lash line. So I actually think I'm gonna take the shade Magma here and just pull it under, like mostly on the outer right here, then work it in. This is another What's Up Beauty brush. This is the R101, and this is great for the lower lash line. Like, incredible. I will also link everything below in case there is something you want to look at or add to a wish list or whatever. Some of the links are affiliated, some of them are not. It just depends on like what I'm even able to link affiliately wise. I don't know, you know. Then I'm going to take this liner from YC Collection. It's just black. And that's what I'm going to use to draw in the waterline and do a little bit of tight lining. Now that my brows have had a minute to dry, I'm going to go on with the ABH, I don't even know what this is, Clear Brow Gel. I got this like little tiny, I don't even know if it's a mini, I think it's like a travel size and like a free thing. And it's like already kind of almost gone. So I've kind of switched from using the Glossier one to this one because I'm like, this would help my numbers. Because I still kind of feel like the Glossier one has a little bit. It's holding on. Now I'm going to use the Pacifica Vegan Collagen Hydrating Setting Mist. I have been loving this. It melts everything together. It is hydrating, but it doesn't like move my makeup or make it slippery or wet, or like it does make it wet, but not like greasy or oily, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't hydrate it to the point where it's gonna like ruin it. It's just super refreshing, and it has a glass bottle, which I think is like pretty fancy. And I think that setting spray is like 10-ish bucks, somewhere around there. Really good. I'm gonna dip back into this Dior Quad, and I'm gonna just use this shade here up on the upper brow bone, kind of just to kind of tie in some of that lighter sparkly coloring. All right, now I'm gonna curl my lashes using the Shiseido eyelash curler. This is my favorite, and I just got this replacement during the Sephora Friends and Family sale. I've been using my other one for like 4 years, so I think it was time to just replace the whole entity. I've just been replacing like the little black strips, but this is incredible. Best eyelash curler I've ever used, and the quality is so good. Like I said, it held up for so long, which to me made it worth the money. And then I'm going to go in with the Essence Lash Princess. This is the Curl and Volume Mascara. I really like this one. I've tried the green one in the past, and I did not like it. But this one so far has been really good. Sometimes I will get a flake like that while applying, which is kind of annoying. But then I remember this is $5, and it does everything else that I want. It gives me volume, it gives me length, holds a curl, it's long lasting, it doesn't flake on me throughout the day. It's so easy to remove, and it's $5. So yeah, I have been absolutely loving this mascara. And this is just like, I don't know how well you guys can see, but like this is just one coat, and like that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give this a minute to dry before I kind of flake it off. And I'm gonna do my hair, get everything else ready, and then I'll come back and we'll do my lip together. Okay, I'm back. Bangs look a little bit crazy, some would say, on a day when they're not fresh. It's me, I am some. They look a little crazy. But let's do my lip together real quick. I'm gonna use the Maybelline Lifter Liner in the shade 02. Let's bounce. I've really been not only enjoying these, but I've really been enjoying this lip combo in particular. These liners are like legit super long lasting. By the end of the day, I usually have the whole bottom left and some on the top, which is pretty good for just like a regular drugstore liner. Very creamy, easy to work with, but they don't bleed. I think I was wanting the darker one now that I have it on, but that's fine. It'll look good with this too. I'm gonna use the Makeup by Mario satin lipstick in the shade Bronx Baby. I really like this one. It's pretty versatile. It can look darker or lighter depending on the liner you pair with it. Today it's probably gonna look a little darker, and yeah, pretty. A gorgeous fall lip combo in my opinion. And the formula is so comfy. Comfy, fairly long lasting for a lipstick. Like, obviously if you're doing a bunch of eating and drinking, it's gonna come off quicker. But if you're not really doing any of that, then it stays pretty long. It's like kind of pretty impressive, really. Speaking of which, are any of you getting the new Ethereal Eyes Palette? I'm thinking about it. I decluttered my other one because the mattes were not my preference, but I think based on my current makeup style, the mattes would be my preference. So I'm thinking about it. Are you? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, this is all for today. The final look, my fall inspired makeup look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you made it to the end and you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Half of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed, so I would love to officially have you here on my channel. I'll leave a few links in the side over here or over here, wherever it goes, if you want to hang out and watch a few more videos. If not, that's totally fine too. I just appreciate you hanging out while you did, and I hope that everyone is staying safe and just taking care of their mental health. I'm truly thinking of so many different people during this time, and you're not an exception to that. So I hope everyone is hanging in. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.